Morning YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's the beginning of February, it's Harley time. You'll have seen in the last video that we rescued this ailing Sportster from a garage in Swansea where it had been sitting in the wet for about 9 years. So after that amount of time sitting in the wet, as you can imagine, there's a fair amount of rust on it, but hopefully most of that is cosmetic. But what we want to do first, we want to get it running mechanically, soundly, to make sure that's all working before we attack the cosmetics. So firstly, we're going to get this tank off. We're going to get rid of any old fuel that might have been sitting in there for 9 years. We're going to drain the oil out, put some fresh oil in, put some new plugs in, change the filters, charge up the battery and see if we can get it running. Hopefully by the end of today, or probably more likely tomorrow, we should have a running Harley. Okay, let's see where we get to. The battery, just getting the battery off this thing is a bit of a mission, if I'm honest. It's loose. Where does the rest of it go? It's a little hook there. A little bit of black. It's not too bad. But you know, they're rusty. Look at that, original. Everything on this bike is original. Just stick that back in there for a second to stop anything falling in the hole. So to get the tank off, it's this little collar here, which I think goes up or down, or something happens to it. Might need a bit of a, yeah. Yeah, so you push it up and you pull it down. Oh, a little bit of fuel. Ooh, ooh. Plus, we need to find the electrical connector, which is down here somewhere, I think. In there, behind there. Just to disconnect the wires, disconnect the breather, and then this bolt here, and tank should pop off. So here's my tip. Here's the oil filler here, the oil drain thing. So if you're going to do any of these jobs on bikes like this, there's two things you need. One, a lift, and two, a bigger garage. But we're going to carry on and see if we can get this undone. I'm sorry if you can't see, but I can't see anything here. You're supposed to see that. But the nut is moving, which is a good thing. Just loosen off that Jubilee clip. I don't know if you can see any of that. Loosen off this clip here. Yeah. And we should be able to pull this little bung out. And hopefully it does what it should. And rather than throwing oil all over the floor, it throws it into this drain can. Here it comes. Here we go. Ideally, you should warm up the engine a little bit to do this, but obviously at the moment it's a non-runner, so we'll just get as much of it out as we can. The bike's on a lift, on a small lift, so it is level. And we'll leave that drain in, see what happens. Only just enough space in there next to the lift, but that's okay. Might get a little bit of plastic or something in there just to guide the oil. As it slows down, it's not going to go quite so far out, so I might do that now. There we go. I've just got a little bit of plastic on there now. A little bit of plastic in the way, just making sure the oil goes the right way. And we might just leave that dripping. While we're doing that, let's get the filter done. Now, recommended to stuff a bit of towel in here as much as you can, because it's going to be full of oil. So when you pull it out, oil's going to spill. Let's wrench this off. Shouldn't be too tight, in theory. There you go. Loads of horrible black oil coming out of there. Nice. Thanks. It's all coming out. It's covered in oil, we can't pick anything up. I'm trying to get the wrench off. There you go. You can sit over there, my little oily friend. Let's have a look. Here's the new filter, high flow filter. It's got the O-ring, the seal already installed. So what we'll do is we'll put a bit of, fill these fresh filters up with oil. I can get the lid off. We're making such a mess. And put some oil around the rubber just to make sure that's nice and nice. Try not to cover your entire garage with oil. Not always possible, I know. And then try and slip this back on without pouring oil over everywhere. There you go. Beautiful. Give that a wipe, because now everything is now covered in oil. Let's nip that up. Doesn't need to be too tight, really. Just tight enough not to come off. There you go. One oil filter change. One garage floor covered in oil. Oh no, that's a massive pool of oil down there that I didn't see. I missed that bit. Oh well. We'll get to that during the clean-up procedure, which will be lengthy and thorough. Now I've got to push stop without getting oil all over my camera.